Did you know that in just 15 minutes, a massive city like New York could be completely wiped off the map? And the weapon capable of doing that is called Avangard, Russia's mysterious hypersonic glide vehicle, a nightmare that has the entire world on edge. For decades, Russia has been known for bold and fearsome military technology. But Avangard is unlike anything we've ever seen. It's not just a missile. It's a hypersonic glide vehicle, a brand new type of weapon, designed to defeat every modern missile defense system in existence. Picture this: a small craft, just over 5 meters long, 2 meters wide, and weighing a little over 2 tons. It looks like nothing more than a miniature aircraft, but once strapped to the tip of a massive intercontinental ballistic missile, it becomes a nightmare. The booster rocket carries it to the edge of space. Then, Avangard detaches, re-enters Earth's atmosphere, and that's when the nightmare truly begins. Unlike a conventional ballistic missile, which follows a predictable parabolic arc, Avangard doesn't simply fall toward its target, it glides. It flies lower in the atmosphere, weaving and maneuvering unpredictably. Imagine a bullet fired at insane speed, but one that can suddenly turn left, swerve right, or zigzag mid-flight. How could radar keep up with that? How could any interceptor predict its path? And what makes Avangard even more terrifying is speed. Russia claims it can reach Mach 20 to Mach 27, up to 27 times the speed of sound. That's over 33,000 kilometers per hour, or about 20,000 miles per hour. At that speed, Avangard could travel from Moscow to New York in just 15 minutes. Think about it. 15 minutes, not even enough time to make a cup of coffee, and yet enough for a nuclear weapon to obliterate a city. Modern missile defense systems like the American Patriot or Aegis rely on predicting a target's trajectory. But against Avangard, all of that becomes useless. Every time it changes direction, the prediction becomes meaningless. And at hypersonic velocity, the reaction window is nearly zero. Picture this: radar alarms sound. Operators detect an incoming object. An interceptor missile is launched. But in the blink of an eye, Avangard shifts course. The interceptor shoots into empty space, while Avangard races toward its target, unstoppable. Military experts call it the nightmare of missile defense systems. And that's no exaggeration. But speed and maneuverability aren't the whole story. What makes Avangard truly horrifying is the warhead it carries. Each Avangard can be armed with a nuclear payload measured in megatons TNT. To put that into perspective, the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima in 1945 was about 15 kilotons. Avangard's payload could be hundreds of times more powerful. A single Avangard could wipe out an entire city. And here's the chilling part. Despite this destructive power, the weapon itself is relatively small, just over 5 meters long, 2 meters wide, and weighing slightly more than 2 tons. Mounted on the enormous RS-28 Sarmat ballistic missile, Avangard looks like a tiny airplane attached to the nose. But behind that small frame lies the power to alter the balance of global power. Avangard was first revealed by President Vladimir Putin in 2018. In his State of the Nation address, he declared confidently that Russia had developed a weapon the United States could not defend against, and he wasn't bluffing. The project had actually begun years earlier, as a direct response to US and NATO missile defense programs, systems that Russia believed threatened the global strategic balance. After years of secret testing, Avangard was officially declared operational in December 2019. With that announcement, Russia became the first country in the world to field an actual hypersonic strategic weapon, one that many analysts quickly labeled impossible to intercept. Now pause for a moment and think, if a nuclear conflict ever erupted and Avangard was launched, is there any defense system that could truly stop it? Would humanity even have time to react? Or would it all come down to a bright blip on a radar screen, followed by deadly silence? Avangard isn't just a weapon. It's a message from Russia to the world. We have technology you cannot stop. We have a weapon that changes the game. That message forced other military superpowers, especially the United States, to accelerate their own hypersonic weapons programs. Today, the hypersonic arms race is on. Not only Russia, but the US, China, and several other nations are pouring resources into developing weapons of the same class. Because everyone knows, the country that masters hypersonic technology could control the balance of global power. Looking at Avangard, one thing becomes clear. Modern warfare is no longer about sheer numbers. It's about technology. And in this technological race, Russia has made a bold, shocking move. A move that inspires both a